Things are really shaping up a big action fold. Don't get me wrong, it's still full of despair, but I cannot exactly complain also about what's happening. This is the Boku no Hero chapter 153, and I am the Angry Fan, the Despair Reviewer. We see a color page, the heated battle as this arc of the 8 perceptive deaths is reaching its climax. We see the cover page. Eri turns out to have red eyes and silver hair, although it's very likely it's just disease bleach. Also, a very fun fact, although probably just a coincidence. Turns out that Sir Midnight, no, not Midnight, was it Midnight? Has green hair, almost very similar to Deku. Hmm, I'm just saying it's a little coincidence. Then again, that's probably was what it is. In this chapter alone, turns out back then that they have managed to subdue the guy who merged into the walls, but they still haven't know where the villain alliance is. After all, they are on the most wanted list, and the Yakuza guy is not so happy of all the betrayal. Strangely enough, and they do not exactly know if the heroes, Deku and the others, do not know if they're gonna stand by. Strangely enough, the one who actually managed to snap them out of their funk is none other than Rocklock. Up until this point, and probably still, Rocklock had been nothing more than an obnoxious jerk. Strangely enough, here, he shows some pretty mature heroism. It is he who says to everyone to press on, do not forget our top priority. After all, do not underestimate the police here. And I will stay, even though I got that wound uh, from that little girl, I still won't back down. So get you guys moving, because if we don't, every single one of our team, Ryukyu, which by the way, we never got to see that fight. One of my biggest complaints of this arc. We never got to see their fight. That's one I want to see most of all. He says all of their hero names and says that if we stay behind here, then every sacrifices we made back then would have gone to waste. As they run along, we see a little glimpse in Rocklock's past. Turns out that the jerk is actually married to a wife 4 years younger than him and has a son that basically looked just like him. And the real reason for his jerk-ashness was not exactly that he wanted to be a jerk to them. It's just that he thought they really were kids. A kid's a kid for him. Maybe because now he's a father, he believes that the child should be out of harm's way. Still, they showed every great heroism that adults didn't do, so he acknowledges Deku and Night Eye. Still, the villain alliance are creeping up away there. As much as they want to see hurt Deku and all that, suddenly Toga says that she wants to hurt Overhaul. So twice this whispers something in Toga's ears, and she thinks that Tomura will be very pleased by that. What did he just whisper into her deranged ear? Please don't tell me it is to take Eri or to take that quirk erasing drug. I mean, technically, only Overhaul can make the quirk erasing drug because of his quirk. And unless Tomura has the same quirk as All for One has, I don't see him doing the same. Although I do see the same of taking the capsule of the drugs and then reverse engineer a quirk erasing drug. So please do not allow that to happen. We cannot allow quirk erasing despair to happen. Finally, the group caught up, as we see. And Lumelium, well, he had managed to really put a knock on Overhaul, as Sir Night Eye can only approach his prodigy and hugs both him and Eri, saying, "You did well." Very likely he realizes that Miryu has lost his quirk, and Overhauls gets his quirk erased thanks to Eraserhead, as Overhaul has a more villainous breakdown than ever. He screams to Chrono to wake up. Turns out that his wounds was healed by Overhaul before, and we see his quirk, basically sending out an arrow from his head, which his quirk is basically slowing down movements if he can cut someone with it. And by doing so, his his ability to not quick erasing ability will be halted because he can must not be allowed to blink. So well, Overhaul used a moment when he was thrown around to heal Chrono. So yeah, I guess that's pretty amazing. Now, so it's all of this is up to Deku now. Overhaul free really has a villainous breakdown as it causes more in the room to break down. Luckily though, all of the gangs are managed to stay safe. He Overhaul freaks out more and more and more as suddenly Memento comes flying to him. Unconscious, Overhaul decides to pull one last gamble, and let me tell you, this is the most deranged gamble he has pulled yet. If TV troops do not make Overhaul a complete monster, I don't know what he is. He is nothing but a twisted monster. He's even more twisted than Tomura. If unless Tomura, I mean, don't get me wrong, Tomura is twisted too. Although I can relate to Tomura's complaining and all. So what does Overhaul do? I mean, well, he grabs Memento's face and his own face, destroys them both, and rebuilds, I guess it's the word, himself into a monster, into a grotesque new form. He really has abandoned every single place of his humanity. In this form, he seems to have four arms with claws, and his mouth mask has now fused to his mouth. He claims he will have Eri returned to him. He has now thrown away his humanity even more, and Deku is not too happy about that. He does acknowledge Lemillion as someone who is stronger than him, but still he says now he will take back Eri. And no, no, do not take back Eri. Go and die, you scum. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, this is Chisaki's true form, the monster within himself, a depraved form which he killed his own comrade to merge him with him. I see actually no reason why that should have been useful. Technically, Memento had nothing on him, although except a truth serum. So, well, unless Overhaul somehow absorbed the quirk, I see no reason why that was actually useful. Then again, maybe it was useful because Overhaul can rebuild bodies using his own quirk, and that's just what he did. He rebuilt his own body using Memento's body, and therefore he got new arms and a little bit more muscle. So, Deku, can you destroy this freak? And what is the Villains Alliance plan? No freaking idea. Cannot deny the awesomeness that is happening, but I can also not deny that despair is creeping in. So give me your thoughts if you have any.